everyone, it's Shel C from PaperOcotilloStudio. Today I'm sharing with you that promised paper bag journal that I said I was going to make with the gel printed with stencils and metallic paints pages that I made the other day. Said it was going to be on the weekend, didn't quite get there. Instead, I spent the weekend making my house so covered with lights that you can probably see it from outer space. So that was fun. I did that with my family. So, what I wanted to tell you about the paper bags. These are grocery sacks. I've been picking up my groceries, ordering them online, and then picking them up for most of the year because of the pandemic. And I have collected a whole stack, a whole bunch of these paper sacks. And these make great journals, especially if you gel print some pages or use some heavier paper and glue in the pages. So the first thing I did was I glued down all the sides of the paper bags so that they would stay flat. You don't have to do that, but it just makes it, a little bit easier to manipulate it. Then I made little pockets out of the bottoms of the bag where they fold up. I put some heavy duty adhesive, that red sticky stuff to stick down the pockets so that I could stick something in them, which is going to be tags. Rather than completely glue them down, I want them to be like little secret pockets to stick tags in. And then I clipped everything together and I used a pokey tool to make holes in the crease. I clip it together so that everything stays real tight and doesn't slip around when I'm making the holes. This is just one option for binding, and this can be any number of odd numbers of holes, 3s or 5s or 7s. And it works out so that you can have, if you do it correctly, you can have the tails hanging out from the back of the binding. And I intended to do that. I intended to have the tails and then string them with beads, put some charms on the ends, something like that. It's really fun to do. I ended up not doing that, but I did leave the tails. So this is hemp cord, and I picked it because it's the same color as the bag, pretty much, that craft color. And starting from the outside, I start from the outside and I leave a tail and then just go in and out. So the next one is out, and then the next one down is in, and back out again, the same hole. This is so simple, but yet you have to think when you're doing it. You have to think for a second. Pulling the string tight, then back in the middle hole and repeating on the other side. So simple sewed binding on a journal. You can do this with, any number. You could use this method to sew in multiple signatures into a created, what are those things called, cover. I do that a lot with using cardboard boxes, recycling cardboard boxes like cereal or something like that, and making a frame cover of the journal and then using this same method to sew in. But in this case, I just have just the one signature with the 4 bags. And if I put more bags, there'd be more pages, but it would also be thicker. So this, I felt, was the right amount of size for this, was with 4 bags. Then I got out my gel printed pages that I made the other day. You guys can go back and watch that video if you want to watch the gel printing. There is some gel printing in this video too because I didn't have quite enough to finish everything that I wanted to finish. So I did some more gel printing, again, using the gel press plate, the stencilgirl stencils, and the Arteza metallic acrylic paint, along with other tube paints. But combining the metallic, I love the combination of a flat and a metallic so that you get more contrast. Also, the metallics are translucent. A lot of them are, so it's nice to combine them with more opaque paints. So I like this book, this journal, whatever you want to call it, is slightly rustic, right? It's made out of paper bags. It's not a super fine bound, beautiful thing. It's got its own kind of beauty. And one thing that I like to add is a torn edge. And so I did cut these cardstock pages, and remember I made them on craft cardstock and then the back side of glossy cardstocks that I had. So these are like an 80-pound weight cardstock, not the usual thin paper that I use for what I mostly do, which is collage. These are heavier papers. And I tore the one edge that goes to the outside of the book on each one. And then I am gluing these down and making sure they're really, really glued using Aleene's tacky glue. This glue is, once it's stuck, it's stuck. It's tacky. It adheres real quickly. Doesn't necessarily dry quickly, but it gets on there and gets stuck quickly. I also, when I put the tacky glue on the back, I smear it out with my finger so that there aren't any like bumpy beads going on of the glue. And then I lined it up, and there's a craft colored frame around each one. It's not the size, it's slightly smaller. That's the way I like it. You don't have to do it that way. You could try to make it the exact size of the bag and leave no bag exposed. So in the case of this page, I tore it a little bit smaller, and I'm lining up the straight edge with my pocket that I've created with the bottom of the bag. And then I can tuck a tag inside there. See how that works? So I made the pocket by putting the red tapes, the sticky tape down, and then I can stick a tag inside there. And it can be written on or something like that in a hidden message in the journal. And there are 4 of those pockets, and then there are 4 larger pockets, and then there's, I can't remember how many pages. You can count them if you want. I can't remember exactly. Speaking of numbers, as I'm doing this voiceover for this video, I am 3 subscribers away from 18,000 subscribers. Plus, it's almost the end of the year, and I'm certain that I'm going to get to 18,000 by the end of December. And so, in light of that, I wanted to have a giveaway because I really appreciate all the people who subscribe and watch and comment and have little conversations with me on my channel. That's what this is all about. I'm here to share and to educate in some cases, but mostly just to share what I like to do and find other people that enjoy it as well. So I'm going to give away this journal. It's going to be the giveaway prize. The way that's going to work is you leave a comment below saying that you would like to win this journal or why you'd like to win this journal or what you think about the journal and would you want to do one of these projects, something like that. And leave the comment below this video. This will be the giveaway video. Then on the 31st of December, I will use a random comment generator to pick a random comment from all those comments off this video, and that person will be the winner. I will announce the winner on my vlog on January 1st. I will say who the winner is, and that winner will have, we'll give them 10 days to respond to me with either in Messenger or email with their address so that I can mail them the gift journal. If the person doesn't respond within 10 days, then I will give it away in the following vlog on February 1st. I would hope that doesn't usually happen to me, but that's happened to other people. So if you really do want to own this journal, then make sure that you come back and find out if you won on the 1st of January. So that's what we're going to do. And I might add some more details to this journal, and I will probably do one page because that's what I usually do if I give away a journal is I do one page in the journal. And I might film that or I might not, but this journal will be the gift that I send the person who wins. So I hope you guys find that exciting and you leave the comments and we'll get that rolling. So I'm still continuing to add the pages. Um, Still haven't gotten to the gel printing portion of this video, but there will be one. I know people like to watch gel printing. I like to watch gel printing. I'm not really sure. It's just kind of zen. I don't know, and it's a surprise every time. I like to gel print. I like to watch gel printing. It's a thing. Uh, you get something new every time. You just never know exactly what you're going to get, and I think that's what's exciting about it. Any type of a mono printing process is exciting just for that reason because, yeah, you don't know what you're going to get. It's always going to be good though, especially with Stencil Girl stencils. So now I'm figuring out that I want to add some pages inside the edges of the bag. I didn't glue the bag shut. I only glued the sides shut so that they wouldn't flop around. So I needed to trim those down a little bit, and that's what I'm going to put. I'm going to put those 4 pages printed on both sides. But before I do that, I'm thinking about the cover, and I thought I was going to make the cover out of paper. And then I remembered this piece of canvas that's already gessoed that I have. Why do I have this piece of gessoed canvas? Well, here's what happened. I had a frame stretched canvas like you do. You got a canvas that's stapled to a frame, a wooden frame. Somehow it got out of whack and it creased. And I couldn't get the frame. It was an inexpensive one. It wasn't expensive. It was, kind of a cheapie. And I couldn't get the canvas on the frame to lay flat. It just could not be used the way it was. So I took the canvas off the frame by unstapling it, and then I took the frame and I had my kid glue it and staple it to make it stronger. And then I took some netting that we had left over from working on the screens of the windows, had a scrap left over, and I put that on the frame, stapled it on, and now it is it's a handmade paper frame. I don't know if any of you guys have ever done this, but I've done it before, and I'm going to do it again. You can take scrap paper, like say these paper bags, or uh, junk mail. Just junk mail that just keeps. Why is there so much trash in the world? Why do we cut down trees so that we can mail people stuff that they don't want, that they just throw in the trash? It really frustrates me. The paper bags. I mean, they're just all of it is just. Ugh. It's overwhelming to me to have all this trash. So something that is fun to do. If you like the look of handmade paper, like mulberry paper or, paper that has inclusions in it and things like that, is you can make a frame like this with some netting. Then you need a large tray of water. You need paper. You need an old blender that you don't want to use anymore. And all you do is you tear up the paper, the junk paper, you throw it in the blender with some water, and maybe if you want the paper to be soft, you can put in some of that old-fashioned fabric softener, in the bottle. Some people still use that, I think. Fluid fabric softener. I mean, I just use the sheets now. But there used to be some that you added to the water. That stuff, or else you can take lint from, how your dryer collects lint. You can take lint and add that to your water mixture. And you just blend it up, and you take a large tub, like a large tub of water. You pour that stuff in, and then you do like you're doing in gold panning, where you would put the pan in and you'd shake the water out. Same thing. You put the frame in, the water, scoop up the pulp that you've now put in the water, shake it out, get it all smooth, and then let it dry. And you can peel that piece of handmade paper that you've now recycled paper into another kind of paper. You can peel it off once it's dry, and it's like a flat sheet of paper with beautiful decal edges, and it's fun to do. I did it with like a group of people that I used to be a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I was a manager and I had all these people that were under me, and I used to have meetings, and we did that as a project one time. We just spent the day making handmade paper that we could use on our cards as layers. So we added all kinds of stuff to it. We added seeds, we added weeds, we added blackberries. Um, I don't know, I can't even remember. It was so many years ago, but it was really fun. So I have a much larger frame now. That whole story, that was a long story of explaining how I got this piece of canvas. So then to decorate my canvas cover, I used my smaller gel plate to put a little bit of pattern. I also used my brayer to brayer a little bit, and I started creating layers and layers and layers of acrylic paint on this canvas. And then I started stenciling. I'm using the toothbrush style stencil brushes, the makeup brushes is what they are, to stencil some pattern. I'm using the Artisan metallic acrylic paint as well as some black and some Naples yellow and off-white and turquoise. And I used a bunch of different Stencil Girl stencils to add pattern to it. Then I put a layer of matte gel medium all over the back of that canvas and also onto the back of my paper bag journal, and then I pressed it all down, and that is my canvas cover for my journal. It worked out really well. It worked out super well. Now I kind of wish I had more canvas pieces that are randomly laying around because that made a great journal cover. It was awesome. So now I have 4 pockets for inserts of more pages. And so I've cut down, trimmed down some more of this craft colored cardstock into a slightly smaller size so that I can easily slide in and out of those pockets. And now I'm gel printing it using my 8 by 10 gel press plate. I'm also working on some more tags because I only had 2 tags and I needed 4. So I need 4 double-sided pieces here. I need 4 tags, and those will be the inserts into all the different pockets and secretive places in the journal. So same kinds of processes as I'm gel printing. I got paint underneath. I put a stencil. I put paints over the top, and then take a print. This is a common way that I like to gel print, and I like to combine the flat paints with the metallic paints. So I ended up with a few extra pages of just regular paper, but mostly I was trying to work on these cardstock pieces, which end up being double-sided. I don't know if I said that or not. I can't remember what I said, but man, do I love this process. I just think it's so much fun, and I just love it. There are other ways to gel print. There's thousands of ways to gel print, and if you want to learn about gel printing, I have an extensive playlist on my channel called My Obsession with Gel Printing because, yeah, I am obsessed. And there's all kinds of techniques and processes that you can watch and learn on my channel. But yeah, this is probably my favorite way of doing it, making these layers of paint over stencils or just other pattern making. Same type of a process, but using other pattern making like combs and bubble wrap and little junk from around the house. You know, there's plenty of that type of gel printing as well. But the process is similar as using the stencils. I love all these stencils, and I have a lot of Stencil Girl stencils, so I like to use them. I like to get them out. I like to play with my stencil collection. It's just a love, love, love thing. So I think I'm getting close. I just have one more left, it looks like, that I need to print. I'll, of course, use this scratch paper that I'm using to clean up as well. It has plenty of pretty spots on it that can be used. That one was really pretty with the blues and the purples. You know, I love purple. I was picking up all the edges with that tag, which ended up being a really cool looking tag. Purple. Purple is awesome. This was a cleanup. I was trying to pick up all that interesting pattern off the plate that was left over. So one more, I think. Just one more. With words. That's an interesting stencil designed by Carolyn Juby. She makes cool stencils. So I'm just about ready for the next step. The next step is to take some circular punches, and I have one that's a little bit larger than the other one. And in these little pockets, which are the inside of the bag, the top part of the bag, I punch a larger hole on the edge, and then I'm going to make a little pull out by punching the smaller punch and adding the two circles back to back that I punch out for a little tab on each of these insert pages, so that you can see that they're there and they have a little decorative edge, and you can pull them out easily with this little tab. And the tab tucks right down in the side of that other punched circle because it's slightly smaller. So that's how I did it. And I don't even know for sure how many pages this has, but it's plenty. And all it took was 4 bags, and I probably have 200 bags. So I could really go into bag making, crazy bag journal making obsession if I wanted to. I've got plenty of bags. Plenty, plenty. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this. And if you have, remember to give it a thumbs up and leave a comment, because if you leave a comment, you'll be entered into the drawing to win this journal. And of course, you can share this or pin it if you want to learn how to make one of these. Simple process, not complicated at all. You can do it. And remember that the drawing will be on the 31st and the announcement will be on the 1st. And that is it for me. Thanks. Bye-bye.